Hello, Michael Talbot-Kelly here, reminding you about our self-care and how important that is, and how it is that we need to also go to the gym of the mind and the heart, not just the gym of the body. Now, don't get me wrong, as Buddha said, the body is so precious and is our vehicle that can allow us to awaken. And so we need to treat it with a lot of friendship, a lot of care, a lot of consideration, like we would a friend, like a good friend. And a lot of times our mind ends up getting in the way of that, and we can be brutalizing that part of us that doesn't make it as a spiritual warrior, as a high performer, or as a lover or something. And so the mind can go at us and really start to exhibit the underbelly of itself when it doesn't have a focus and doesn't have the right kind of nourishment. And that's really what I want to talk to you about, is how it is that we work with the mind. And with is the key there. Now, Buddha, I think, was talking about, if we look at the translations, I think it's in Pali, I can't remember, but probably when he said that we need to befriend the body, I'm making it up, even if he didn't say that, that it was, or that he didn't mean that it was the body-mind-soul system. I'm saying that it is, that we need to befriend the body-mind-soul system. This is a vehicle, remember, that gets us to Freedom Mountain, whatever our Freedom Mountain is for us. Freedom Mountain is just code for, you know, the fact that we are aimed at our particular Hawaii. You know, some people like to be on the beach and lie in the, lie in the water and drink Mai Tais. That's their idea of Freedom Mountain. Other people are in Hawaii, they're rock climbing and they're hang gliding and they're surfing and they're swimming and they're, doing yoga in the morning, and you understand what I'm saying. Everybody has their own version of Hawaii. Everybody has their own version of Freedom Mountain, what it is to really be in our bodies and healthy and vital and alive, but also in our relationships. That second area of Freedom Mountain, the second slope, is our relationships. How we can be intimate and loving and caring and, learn how to co-regulate and to really find a level of belonging and home in our relationships. Not just our primary relationship, one and many. We need to find a way to be part of one and many relationships. And then the third slope, of course, our version of Freedom Mountain is going to be, our work. Or if we do what we love to do and we're on purpose and in our gift, then we, of course, are talking about our service to humanity. So let's wade into the mind, shall we? So let's just say we have our version of Freedom Mountain here. So that's a pyramid with three sides. Can you see that? Maybe it's not so clear. There's the top, and there's the base, and there's three bases. There's the base of self, there's the base of relationships. Let's call it the slope, the base and slope of self, and that's what we're doing in terms of self-care. We have to learn how to climb that face of Freedom Mountain. We're also talking about the face of relationships, belonging to one and many. We need to learn how to climb that slope, and then on the back side is our work or our service, if we're really doing what we love to do and we're on purpose and we're engaged in our meaningful life. But here we are at the get-go, and experiencing all sorts of wonderful things about life, the joys and sorrows. There are the ups and downs of life, and at some point we decide that, this territory is not deep enough for us. We know how to be a lawyer or a plumber or a mother or what have you, but we need to have more depth and more breadth and more height in our lives. And so we start looking at the joys, the sparkly moments of our life, but also, at our sorrows. The sorrows are hard, the griefs, the challenges, the mental health challenges, the depressions, the anxieties, the car accidents, the cancers, the divorces, bankruptcies, all that kind of stuff. And these are important to shape us. And it's almost like the first part of our life is we're getting shaped. Now we have to get this body, mind, soul system aimed towards something because we're made for something. And so many people come into my office, you know, around 35, 55, somewhere in there, and say, it's just not deep enough. You know, and you know, I had my same moment for myself. I was probably early 30s, and I fell to the knees of my driveway of my beautiful home and a beautiful street in Vancouver, and I had a beautiful wife and the kids, and I had money, and we had everything out in front of us, and our health, and we were, you know, the prized couple in the village, and honored and respected, and I had done some great things, and so had my wife in the village, and we were loved and cherished, but it wasn't full enough. Hadn't defined exactly what, you know, what me fully alive would look like, or me and my relationships having that intimacy and belonging, and then really being in my service to humanity, where the meaningful life is. So I had to start aiming and defining what that looked like, what that vision was. And then once you've done that, then you realize, okay, I need to upgrade the vehicle. I need to now get myself, if I want to live here, if my goal, if my soul goal is to live with some vitality, intimacy, and prosperity, a freedom mountain here, that I need to make sure that this body, mind, soul system is in shape. And that's what we've been doing. We've been talking about self-care, capital S self. How do we get this system, right? It's a body, we have a mind, we have a body, we have a soul, remember? And how do we get this really kicking out a high-grade vitality and aliveness and calm and relaxes and be able to let go and not getting over-attached to things and being able to really disidentify to roles, whether it be a mom or a dad or being a CEO of a very successful company, or you know, getting over-identified with being an athlete, you know, and then we have to get to retirement and we can get into that collapse.